Alright, here's a video for Ohm's Law. There are three basic variations of Ohm's Law. A lot of times we present it as a circle or a triangle, and E is sometimes expressed as V, where when you solve for 1, if I solve for E, it looks like I times R. If I solve for I, it's E divided by R. When I solve for R, it's E divided by I. Or those three equations of this. And I would recommend writing them down until you have them memorized. The other important part of this is knowing the labels. So volts is E, amps, and ohms, which is the omega. Sorry, the problem number 1 is in there. If that was unclear, let me see. I got some space here. Volts, amps, and omega. Okay, so for our notes we did 1, 3, and 6. So when I look at number 1, we need the resistance. So using the formula R equals E over I, E divided by I, we get 12 divided by 3, which is 4 ohms. You're welcome to pause this. And if I move too fast, just pause it. You can get caught up. Scooting up to number 3. Number 3, we want to find E. So E is I times R. Volts is amps times resistance. So 3 times 4 equals 12 volts. So number 6 is a little different. Again, you can always pause this whenever you need. Get caught up. If you don't know any part of the resistance, you don't know the resistance. So since we don't know R2, we don't know what the total R is, but we can calculate it. So the total resistance, T is for total, is 12 divided by 3, or E divided by I, which is 4 ohms. In other words, the sum of all the resistors in this circle has to equal 4 ohms. We know from our list that R1 is 3 ohms. So total minus R1 would equal R2. In general, total minus R1 plus R2 plus ... Rn equals the missing resistor. So add up the resistance you know, total minus that equals what's missing. That would work for any number of resistors. In this case, 4 minus 3 is 1, so R2 has to be 1 ohm, because in our circuit, 3 plus 1 is 4 ohms. Again, go ahead and pause if you need to. Okay, looking at the back. So, number 1, this is our total resistance. So our T equals 1 plus 1 plus 1, or 3 ohms. And since E equals I times RT, we get 8 times 3, or 24 volts. Go ahead and pause if you need to. Number 3, it's as if we don't know any of the resistance. If you have one missing part, so our missing part is R3, then it's as if we don't know any of the resistance. So we'll calculate the total using E and I. RT equals E divided by I, or 24 over 4, which is 6 ohms. When we look here, we know where 4 ohms are. There's only one spot left, so 6 minus 4 equals 2. 2 ohms are left for resistor 3. Okay, pause it if you need to. Number 5. Again, we have one resistor where we don't know the resistance, so it's almost as if we don't know the total. It's not as if we don't know the total, so ignore the resistors for a moment. Let's find total resistance. So RT equals E over I, volts over amps, in this case 24 over 2. That means my total resistance is 12 ohms. Now I know all of them except for one. So it's 2 plus 4, we don't know, plus 1 plus 1. So 2 and 4 is 6, 7, 8. We know a total of 8 ohms. That means 4 ohms are left. So resistor 3 has to be 4 ohms. 12 minus 8 is 4. So I went through this fairly quickly. If you need more help, please find some time to come in and we'll talk through it.